Okay, so here we are. What we're gonna do is I've taken the bolts off the bottom right here. I'm gonna take this cross member off and then take these two and then take those two off. Then we're gonna bring it down here and we're gonna take the clutch fan, and it has a
Have 15 here.
no, let's see. Yeah, that'll work. We have this hole here, and the same thing on the other side, and that is bigger than these. And what you do is you take it and you screw it in here and hold it in place. So we'll do that, and we'll attach the fan. We'll bring it up here, and once it's up here, we'll put these bolts on and these bolts on. Do the same thing with that side, making sure that the fan belt is on. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult to get on. You have to take that fan back out, and then we'll attach this. We use these 3 bolts, and yeah. Then we'll see about the belt. We'll see about installing this pulley tensioner, and then making sure that this big belt goes from the fan on this side all the way down to the engine. Yeah, okay, we'll update you in a while. I'm going to assemble this whole thing here. I think we'll do this. We'll put the fan in there, and then I think we'll get the Bobcat to help us put it up here. And then we're going to have to manually guide it in there and play it by ear, because before we had another guy help us, but he's not available, so we're just going to see what we can do. Otherwise we have to wait for somebody to give us a hand. All right, can you get me a screwdriver to put in here, or a punch or something to guide that hole in here?
Okay.
Okay, so there it is. We've got the first one in here, and Woon is putting in the last of the bolts that hang on to this thing here. So I'll tighten that, and then we'll turn this around so that this end is over here, so we can work on it, because we've got all that stuff over there. And yeah, so Woon is doing a very good job.
Yep.
Yep, she is a certified sidewalk mechanic. All right, we'll get back to you in a little bit. Okay, so there it is. It's all put back together. The only thing that's missing is this right here, which puts tension on this. We'll put it on after it gets installed. So now we need to put the fans on this thing, but what we need to do is we actually need to flip it over so we can put these things on there, and it'd be a matter of lifting this thing. And I think we'll use the forklift. Now the thing is, if I can find somebody who can actually lift that thing without a forklift, without anything here, and yeah, well, we'll see. Let me put the fans on here, and then worst case scenario is we put it on here. Now what we can do is we can put this, lay it down flat, and put the fans up here. So all we need to do is lift it up this way. Maybe that's what we'll do. This way we don't take any chances of breaking these things, because this thing here is almost $600 for that thing right there. Ooh. And the other one is about $300, so yeah. All right, we'll let you know what we decide, and you'll see it when we do it. Okay, I was able to find somebody to help me put this thing up here. The Bobcat developed a severe leak. One of the seals went out on the actuator, so the bucket could not go up and down because it was just squirting everywhere. So gonna have to fix that. But the fans are on. Now the trick is going to be to get them past this and that. So what I'm thinking is we can get this thing to angle in there, put that all the way to this metal thing here, and then this should clear here, and then push it in and push it out this way so we could line it up with the bolts that go here. Once that happens, we have 2 top, 2 bottom. Same thing over here, 2 top, 2 bottom, and then it's a matter of installing the tensioners for the belt up above and the one down below, and yeah, so we'll see what happens here in a while. Now he had to go somewhere, and he said he would try to make it back this afternoon, so hopefully he will, and we can get this thing back in here. And then yeah, so after that there's only 2 things that hold us from starting the bus. One is the antifreeze. We have to refill the system, and 2, we have to solder in the end caps to those 2 lines where the evaporator used to go for the over-the-road air conditioning. So after that, yeah, we should be able to start this thing once we fill up, make sure there's no leaks and all that stuff, and yeah, there we go. So let's wait a while and see if he comes back. He can give me a hand finishing this thing up, because let me tell you, this thing, it doesn't seem like it's much, but it is heavy. It is heavy. But yeah, it is what it is, and let's see what happens. Okay, so here we are. This thing is here. All we need to do is tighten the front of this fan here and check all the bolts, make sure we didn't miss any. I still have to connect the air here and here, but I'll do that in the morning. And these hoses here, I need to put a little strap there to hold them down. But there it is. Boy, it's been a long time coming. Finally got it. And then the next thing I need to work on is that bottom thing that covers this thing up. But I've got to do some cutting and welding on that thing to secure the hinges on that thing. Yeah, so okay, tomorrow's another day. See you guys.
Okay, good morning, Josh.
Good morning.
Again.
Again, we're going to continue this thing here.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we were able to get all this stuff in here. I tightened the little bolts on this one here. This is not tight yet, so I'm gonna make sure the pulleys go on here and stuff before I do that last one there. But we got the belts. I'm putting in the tension, these tension things, and another one goes here for this. Yeah, and then, you know, after that, after we do all of this here, then what I need to do is I need to go to that over-the-road air conditioning condenser unit bay, and I've got 2 lines that I need to cap. And those lines here, let's go over here. If you see that valve right there, there's another one, there's 2 of them. That is the shut off. There's that one and another one. but that is the shutoff for the water going up front. And right now, that line is cut off in that bay. So I need to cap them so the water goes to the front and comes back to the engine to supply warm air to the defroster.
Okay.
Because right now we are getting ready to come make me cry. We're getting ready to spend some money on a hydronic system
Yeah.
so that we can heat up the engine, heat up the hot water, and the heating of not only the base but the living area. They are not cheap.
Yep.
Yeah. So this has 3 ways of heating up everything. One is when your engine is running and this is going down the road. It uses the heat from the engine to heat up your water, your heating, all that stuff. So you're not using anything other than the heat from the engine, which is already generated, and you're not spending anything on anything. That's one way. The second way is when you're not going down the road and you're sitting still, it takes diesel from your fuel tank and uses it to fire up this unit, which it will heat up your engine. If you choose it, it will heat up your hot water and it'll heat up the inside of the bus. But you have to use diesel.
Okay.
And that uses about half a gallon per hour or so. Now, the third way of doing it, if you have access to enough electricity, which if you needed a short little burst, you could use your batteries. Or if you're in an RV park, you use the shore power, and that provides heat. Now, the difference between the electric and the diesel and over the road is a lot. One, if you use diesel or you use the heat from the engine, it gives you 55,000 BTU,
All right.
which is a lot of heat. If you're standing still and you're using diesel, it gives you 55,000 BTU. But if you're hooked up to shore power, it uses electric heating elements, and it gives you 17,000 BTU, which is a lot. You know, not to mention that you also have the heat from the 2 mini splits. The problem with the mini splits is that, well, they only work when it's warm.
Sure.
So now I don't know about this particular mini splits, but generally most units that are providing what is this thing called? Anyway, if it's providing heat, it uses your air conditioner, and instead of expelling the heat outside, it keeps it inside. But generally, they don't work below freezing, and most of them don't work after 45 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's 45, I mean, it's cool, but it's not cold. So, I mean, yeah, some heat is better than no heat at all, I suppose. But it's very limited as to the range that you can use this, you know. So, this hydronic heater will definitely put some heat in there. It will definitely, it takes very little time to heat up your water. And it has a circulating pump that you're not wasting any water by, you know, open it up, you have all that cold water, so you have instant heat almost to the faucets, to the shower. So yeah, it's expensive, but I would rather have that than some of the other little units that you pay, you know, $600-800 for, and it only covers, you know, 5,000-6,000 BTU or something. Now, is that an option? Sure. If that's what you can afford, then yeah, that's an option. Now, I'm not saying that we can afford this hydronic heater, but we're making the sacrifice to buy it because in the long run, it will definitely be worth the money. You know. Now, it is what it is. You know. If you buy the biggest heater that some of these companies make, and I'm not going to mention any names, but they could run you $14,000.
Yeah.
You know, some will cost you 11,000, some 12, some, you know, but you're well above 10,000. So, oof, we're not buying the biggest one, but we're buying the one right below that, which is enough for what we're doing. This is only a 40-foot bus. You know, we don't have the 45-foot. I didn't want the 45-foot, and we were extremely lucky in finding this bus because a couple of days after we got here, we saw it and we bought it, and it had new tires, new batteries, new brakes, new all kinds of new stuff, and it was only 12 miles from the house. So we were so lucky, you know. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to buy the hydronic heater, and it's going to go in there. Initially, I was going to put it here in the engine bay, but I found a place for it over there where the condenser units used to be. So that's where we're going to put it, and then, you know, go from there. But back to this, slowly but surely, we're getting it done. So once we cap off those 2 lines, we can add the antifreeze in here. Make sure that up here you have a tank. And that level has to be almost all the way to the top. Not quite to the top, but almost to the top. Right below that fill neck that's there. So anyway, we're going to make sure that we fill it up as much as possible. Then we'll run the engine and, you know, maybe open up this drain down here a little bit. Once the engine warms up a little bit, make sure some of that air gets out of there. And then we'll check the level and go from there.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll update you after we get done with some of this stuff. All right.
Okay.
Okay, so there it is. The fans are tightened, the clutch fans are installed, the belts are in, except for this. And the reason is that I had forgotten, but this one is good, but this one had broken. So I'm just going to go ahead and order some, and I'll go ahead and replace these 2 here and up here on top and down here, and just put in new bolts. So what it does, it goes in here, and it's a pulley like this, but it gets pushed back this way. So yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take to get them, but yeah. So what I'm going to work on now is I'm going to work on the copper ends to plug in these pipes over here. So I've got to open this. So what I will do, these right here are for the air conditioners, and this is what's for the coolant. So I need to get in here and figure out what to cut out and what to whatever. But there's 2 pipes. This is what used to go in here for the heating part of the system here. So I will cap these off so that the water can circulate to the blower fans up front. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll show you when I do it. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย